Okay, in this video we're going to cover how to adjust your team points or your team scoring. So I'm in an open tournament here, but this process is going to be almost identical in predefined. So I'll use the open, but just know this process will be about the same regardless of your tournament type. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to click on the setup menu, and I'm going to click on scoring. You'll notice there are 4 items here. We're actually going to cover them all. So I'll click activity points first. And you'll notice that those same items are here across this menu. So we'll work right from this page. Activity points, some people call them bonus points. Those are the points that you gain or a wrestler gains for winning in an event. And it's based on the win type. So you'll notice that these win types are all listed here. If I want to make a change, for instance, let's say that I want a fall to only be worth 1 point. I just click it, type in 1, hit OK. And you'll see that now this fall is worth 1 point. I'll flip that back quickly just so I don't forget. But that's how you can make those changes to your activity points in your event. There is this drop down right here. For most of you, you won't change this. If you, this is indicating how you want to award buy points in your tournament. So there's a drop down here. There are 4 different ways that these can be awarded. For most people, that's going to be set to the default. But if you have questions or you think that needs to be changed for your event, feel free to let us know. Basically, it's whether you want to immediately give those buy points, if you want them to win their next match, or sometimes some call this double bonus. It's based on how they do and what their win type is in the next. So we're just going to leave that as is. But if you do have questions, feel free to let us know. Next item is advancement points. And advancement points are those points that a wrestler gets for winning a match and advancing to the next round. These are all going to be set, the standard National Federation of High School standards, but you can definitely make these changes if you want to. You'll notice that in most of your events, you're going to see 2 for winning out the front or the championship side, 1 for winning out the back or the consolation side. In college, you'll see that as 1 and 0.5. Again, that all relates to the rules from those governing bodies. If I want to make changes, I can click on any of these blue links. And let's say I'm going to change this to 1. Click OK. And you'll notice that this gets updated right here. If I want to change that back, click it again, change it back to 2. If I wanted to, for instance, either change a whole round or maybe the whole bracket for that matter, I can look at these match IDs and I can say here's 1 to 8. So I'm going to take this entire round. And let's say I want those to be worth 5 points. I click go. This pop-up is a good reminder that if you're in the middle of your event and you're making these changes, you'll want to go to the teams page and recalculate the team scores. I'm not worried about, I'm just getting going in my event, but if you are making changes in the middle of your event, you'll want to go ahead and recalculate those team scores. I'm just going to hit OK there. You'll notice that these all get updated. So again, all I do is set bouts 1 to 8. I can make them worth whatever points I want. And I'm actually going to set those right back to 2. You'll see a similar drop down here that we had on the activities points page, but this is how we're going to award advancements based on whether they win their next match. We want to award them immediately. Again, most of you won't need to make changes there. I will, but let us know if you do. I will point out that you'll need to make these changes based on any bracket type. So my example, I have a 16-man and a 4-man round robin. I'll need to go ahead and I want to double check these on any of my bracket types. On activity points, you'll notice that's not there. This is set for the entire event. Advancement points on a per bracket basis. When we get to placement points, this is also going to be set on a per bracket type basis. So if you have more than one bracket type, you'll want to pay attention to this. And then all I need to do on this, if I want to make changes, let's say I want my first placer to get 50 team points. 50 placement points. I can make that change pretty easily there. I'm going to change that back to 16 like it was, and that'll get set back. So again, you want to make sure you do this for each of your bracket types. Again, these are going to be defaulted. Please note that if there's a bracket that was built as a custom bracket through the years, and there may be different team points based on what that particular event wanted. Please be sure to check these out. Double check your placement points before you get started. And then scoring bouts is the final item here. You'll notice that you can do this a couple ways. Scoring bouts, we're just going to say, are bouts in a particular match ID or round or so forth, are they going to be scoring bouts? Bracket type, we want to change, we want to update both bracket types there. We can also do this on a weight class basis as well, okay? So I can simply click, there's a Y right here, I can click it. It says I'm going to make this one non-scoring. That's how I'd be able to make a particular bout non-scoring. And so this would apply to any weight classes in the 16-man bracket that I currently have. If I wanted to set, for instance, this entire round, I could go match IDs 1 through 8, very similar to what we did over in advancement points. But I could then set those to non-scoring. And so instead of clicking a whole bunch of these, I can do this kind of en masse. I would click go. Same pop-up comes here. If I'm in the middle of my event, I'd want to go and recalc team scores. But I can go ahead and make that change. And you'll notice now that all of these are not scoring. So again, you could do this. Let's say that we didn't want any of this particular weight class to score. I could do this. I could go to this one particular bracket and I could list those. So lots of different ways to make adjustments here. You can do it by bracket type. You could enter match IDs and do it in mass. You can also pick a particular weight class that you don't want to score. Again, you have questions on this, feel free to contact our support, but that should cover how you set up scoring in your event.